Welcome to Keyloop Invoicing, powered by KOFAX. In this demonstration, we will see an invoice uploaded to KOFAX ReadSoft Online by an accounts payable accountant, which is received. Data is extracted and passed to the DMS for the user to process. The whole document starts and remains digital. This is a ReadSoft Online user interface for an accounts payable user. We're in the upload area of the screen, and I will drag and drop an invoice that I've received into this area here. This is invoice 131. So this could be a document that's been received by an email, and we're dragging the attachment from the email directly into ReadSoft Online, or it could be something on your folder or on your laptop. If I press the Upload button here, ReadSoft Online will now start collecting the data from this document and start to show it and process it for us. But what I've just shown now is where I've dragged the document as an attachment from an email into ReadSoft Online. However, you could have emails coming directly into ReadSoft Online from your suppliers, or if your suppliers are emailing your purchase ledger email address at your dealership, those could be forwarded directly onto ReadSoft Online instead. ReadSoft Online will extract the data from the documents and then process them accordingly. If you have paper documents, you could use a KOFAX mobile capture app to take an image of the document and then pass that directly to ReadSoft Online. No image is stored on your device, and so therefore it is GDPR compliant. If we now come back to ReadSoft Online, we're expecting this document to require us to check the data has been found. We're having an example here of what will happen if you have a new supplier that a software has not learned yet. ReadSoft Online uses community learning, so if another existing customer uses the same supplier already, the software will already have some knowledge about the invoice and data. For the purposes of this demonstration, I will check the Verify menu, and we can see here that we have two documents. You can see that generally on these screens from the left-hand menu, we have the same columns, whether it's a track ID, which is keeping the document number within the ReadSoft Online, a date and time it's received, the file name, if there's a file name directly imported, or an invoice from your mobile app or an email. We can see here we have pending manual verification, so we know status at this point, and there are a number of other columns. ReadSoft Online will pick out the information and display what it has found here. For the purposes of this demonstration, we will pick both of these documents, and I'll use this tick box at the top as I show you a couple of other things here as well. We'll press Start. This is the invoice that we've uploaded already, the 131 which you saw me drag in. So this is the example of a new supplier. We can see that the ReadSoft Online has had a go at identifying the supplier. It's picked up parts, accessories, and the supplier number, but it's given us a couple of warning triangles here, letting us know it's not really sure of the supplier name. And we will, as we go through, tab to confirm to ReadSoft Online that the information is correct. If it hadn't picked up the name correctly, you can start typing in this box, and ReadSoft Online will bring a drop-down and do a dynamic search of the suppliers stored in the system. Or you can click on the hyperlink here for the supplier name, and you could search within the list of suppliers. If it's a brand new supplier, and you know you don't have it within the system, you could use the pencil icon to add a new supplier to ReadSoft Online. However, you must make sure that you have the supplier within the DMS already, and the details must match. In particular, the purchase ledger account number within the DMS must be correct and matched to the supplier number here listed on ReadSoft Online. In this case, we will tab over because the information we've found is correct, and you'll see that we've got some green ticks. The ReadSoft Online has correctly identified an invoice, and the invoice number is shown with an orange box here on the left. As we go down, we can pick the date is correct, the delivery note, and there's an order number. The order number it's identified is correct, but if it was not, I'd be doing a Control, left, and mouse click, and I would redraw the area as such, and then ReadSoft Online will withdraw and extract the data from the fields on the document. And as we scroll down, we can see we have a net value, VAT value, and gross value, which we can match the document as we scroll down here. The currency we will define as UKL, which is the currency code for the DMS within the UK, and press the Tab key to continue. So the aim throughout verifying the document is that we're aiming for all of these ticks to be green, and therefore ReadSoft Online will start doing its learning and we will press OK. We're now showing the document that has already previously been uploaded, and here we can see it's picked up the supplier. We have our green ticks, so ReadSoft Online has identified this. However, you can see the invoice number here has an amber warning triangle. What we can see here is that this document has already been received in ReadSoft Online and has identified that this is a duplicate document. So we can be confident that ReadSoft Online would pick duplicate invoices and credit notes within the system. As it's a duplicate, I will delete this document, press OK, and that document has now gone from my view. And in this case, we have no more documents to verify. When in the rest of the menu on the left-hand side here, we have the Rejected button for the menu here. And that could be, for example, if your suppliers are emailing to yourselves or directly into ReadSoft Online, you could reject that document if, say, the quality is not good enough or it's the wrong document that they've sent through. There is an On Hold here if you wish to place the invoice that you received on hold. For example, you've received an invoice for your next month while still processing the current month. But if you're using authorization, we suggest that you use the DMS for handling authorizations of your documents and placing on-holdings in there. The rest of these three menus here, in Progress, Processed and All Documents, would give us some information on the tracking of what's going on with the documents, on whether they're needing to be verified, whether ReadSoft Online has extracted the data, and whether it is exported. ReadSoft Online at the moment will be working through those two documents. One has been deleted and the other one is being extracted. The data is being processed and passed to the DMS for further processing. So that's it for the ReadSoft Online user interface. We'll now hand over to the DMS. Now we're in Keyloop DMS and we'll go straight into the application that's bringing the documents straight in. So in the invoice import and register, it's now going to look at the shared network to confirm that the two invoices have come through. And we can see here, invoice 100131 has come through. And in here, we operate a traffic light system. Green means all the information received is good. Amber would provide a validate menu. And here we can see that the date ranges outside. We can also have a red, which would indicate that the information is incomplete or VAT has been recalculated and shows variance. The action of the user is to register the document. So using the context menu, they will go into the screen and they're prompted to add the circulation list because it's been mandated in the system parameters. In here, we can see the document on the right-hand side, and the key user just selects the signatures that require adding. After the signatures have been completed, the key user can add some more information in the miscellaneous field, change the source branch as is necessary. I'm just going to save the doc, and we can see on the right-hand side that it's now been highlighted for registration. So the key user just posts that register document and clicks continue. It's now hidden from the screen because it's been moved to the next step of the process. So the line manager will come across to authorize this invoice. They come into the screen after entering their password, and we can see all the documents that are available for this line manager for processing. Just right-click to authorize the document. And what we can see here is that this screen will allow them to show a PDF, but I'm just going to authorize this particular document. I'm just going to suggest the NL code. You can add some additional text in, and then click Save. Alternatively, I can choose to link the purchase control by selecting the purchase control box, and then clicking the advice notes would show all the available advice notes for this supplier, for this purchase control company. And click Save. It's on authorization then hidden from the screen, and the line manager will just continue with the other invoices. If the invoice is not for that particular line manager, they can authorize and escalate to another line manager. Or if they know they're going to be out of office through absence, they can highlight another manager to add their escalation ID. The role then turns to the accounts payable clerk. And we can see here all the invoices that have been authorised and are waiting for processing. And the user just right-clicks. If the invoice has not been indicated by the line manager, that's for purchase control, and they can do it here. Otherwise, you click Book, and then you have the option of whether you want to process the VSB or not. And I'm not going to in this example. So we bring up the invoice, and I just want to analyse the site. The invoice again is shown on the right-hand side. The key user will have this screen, which they're familiar with. They type in the expense code, tab off to put the suffix and narrative, and type a value. You can type a value less than the total value of your invoice, and when you do this, the screen just pops up again to type in the next expense code. Again, tab off for expense and narrative, and when the value has been fully analysed and saved, the user will just click Post. As you can see now, the invoice has been removed from the screen, and that completes the action of the user. But let's go off into the account. And we'll see this document in the transaction. And as we can see here, the document's got the PDF attached, and it's available for payment. You've seen that we've been able to analyse an invoice using a general expense. But through the context menus, you could see how we could analyse through vehicles, parts, and sublet invoices. We can also verify against a sundry control order, which will be managed up to the verification of that particular submodule.